We're going to discuss why men are walking away from dating leftover women, and how life isn't what they thought it would be like for these women. For modern women, data, facts, and studies are irrelevant. You might think they're crazy when you read their online complaints about older men preferring younger women or just being unmarried. They do think that we are speaking from an ideological standpoint, when of course, this is not the case. Men are incredibly straightforward beings that only need your devotion, respect, and admiration. Women, on the other hand, demand everything and even more. The typical woman desires a man who is attractive, wealthy, tall, and all that jazz. However, she frequently is unable to nurture her inner beauty, and in the end, whatever is on the inside shows up on the outside, and 99% of the time, there's an ungrateful and entitled individual inside, which eventually shows on the outside. Incredibly, feminism has caged women while freeing men. Why? Because women are currently stuck in professions they despise, have first-hand knowledge of the harsh realities of the labor market, and most importantly, find it horrifying to contemplate reaching the end of their prime. The majority of women are unable to accept this last statement because of their societal training, despite it being quite telling. Women are being misled by schools, the media, and the entertainment industries into delaying marriage and having children while simultaneously being encouraged to pursue other goals like pursuing education, a profession, or even many partners. By the way, the word partners refers to flings rather than long-term relationships. You'll discover more about these ladies in today's movies, including why they're unhappy and resentful, and why you should avoid them at all costs. Feminism, if anything, does the majority of women a disservice. Social conditioning is incredibly harmful and potent. Modern women who fall for it will go to any lengths to protect the beliefs they hold dear. In actuality, they simply combine it with the information they've received from institutions, important figures, and multinational corporations with little regard for the pleasure of women. I know you guys care about data, even though they don't. So, let's begin. Single successful women in their 40s are the unhappiest. The prize for the unhappiest person goes to single, career-oriented women who are roughly 42 years old. They can earn around $100,000 a year, but they're still not content and satisfied with their lives. By the way, this data was taken from a publication dedicated to women. A married man with a decent job and a lovely partner is the happiest. Furthermore, according to the same article, a married man aged 39 with one child, a wife who works part-time, and a household income of between $150,000 and $250,000 is the happiest person. See the stark difference here. The fact that this woman's magazine validates what we already know about leftover women is really telling, even if the story doesn't take into account single guys making so much money. Women are unhappier than ever as a result of the struggle for women's liberation, particularly in the personal and financial spheres. Modern women are free to express their opinions on the intimacy revolution, prostitution, and their freedom to be stigma-free. MGT0W doesn't even invite this kind of woman into their lives. They simply don't invite any women at all. The paradox of falling female happiness between 1970 and 2005 is an actual phrase that has been used by economists. Women's happiness has substantially decreased. These ladies don't actually know what they're talking about when they discuss patriarchy and male privilege. Men ain't good for nothing, and women can do it all by themselves are just a few of the phrases from the new religion known as wokeism that they used to recite on their early broken recordings. We don't require any men. I am entitled to choose whom I want to sleep with. Men are oppressors, etc. Modern women who chose a profession in school over getting married are obnoxious, intolerable, and poor dating candidates since they are so predictable with their phrases. They've been given the myth that they can climb the corporate ladders in their 20s, have a successful profession, have several guys hit on them, and finally settle down in their mid-30s, despite the fact that they believe that this helps them have respectable savings and know themselves better. The unadulterated truth is very different. leftover women live financially irresponsible lives for the most part. Women overspend, live paycheck to paycheck, and have so much emotional baggage that their ability to attach as a couple is permanently lost. They turn to antidepressants and other legal drugs like alcohol and cigarettes when they are in their mid-30s and early 40s and have trouble finding a man who truly wants them as a mate. However, this does not imply that men pay them no attention. Some males will thirst for any woman out there, no matter what sort they are. She becomes more manly the more marriages and children she has. If I had to sum up how the remaining women think, I'd say ideology triumphs over biology. They ridicule guys, divinize them, and treat them with total disdain. Here are a few additional facts in case they still need them. When women have over 10 intimate partners, their desire to get married to a man is little more than a last-ditch effort. Paired bonding is virtually impossible, and research indicates that she probably contains DNA from several guys. Let me put it this way. Would you want some other guy's DNA in your child? In addition, society, the matrix, and other strong, influential. A person will always be shaped by their family's environment. The woman is likely to be more damaged than a conventional woman raised in a healthy home if the social conditioning is coupled with the absence of a good mother figure or with the presence of a promiscuous and / or toxic mother. It's like going back in time, and I mean the golden times, if you ever come across conventional women. Sadly, they are not very common. Even if they don't behave like it or don't have the qualities for it, leftover women and modern women as a whole desire to be treated like traditional ladies. They presumably never understood the meaning of the saying, "You can't have your cake and eat it too." Overall, leftover women are terrible candidates for relationships. Even honorable ladies are aware of this terrible reality and openly admit that they prefer being correct and domineering to being happy. The remaining women delay having children, like imposing their ideals while spreading the gospel of tolerance and freedom, and feel oppressed simply for being female. They rarely acknowledge the fact that being a woman is far more advantageous than being a man. Modern women did everything they could to capture and have the essence of power they thought would make them happy by working the corporate ladder up until their 40s, but realized a little too late that they had a natural need to nurture families, settle down, have a loving relationship with men, and become good mothers. And now, with everything they were fed by feminist ideology, they can't even admit that they should have rather gone down the traditional path and lived their life in alignment with their female nature. Perhaps we will see a shift in the next generations, and women would rather play their traditional gender role and realize how happy they can be. We'll have to wait and see. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel.